back to Miss Cindy's Kitchen, and today we're going to show you how to make everyone's favorite Saltine Cracker Toffee. Some people call it Christmas crack, but we're keeping this on the PG side, so we're just going to call it Saltine Cracker Toffee. So anyway, please like and subscribe and give me your comments and feedback because I love hearing from you all. And what you're going to need first is a baking pan. This is a stoneware pan from Pampered Chef because I used to sell Pampered Chef ages ago and have a lot of good supplies. It calls for a 10 by 15 sheet pan lined with foil and sprayed with cooking spray. However, this is a very non-stick finish. Stoneware pans get a non-stick finish, kind of like cast iron for cooking on the stove. So I'm just going to spray it with some cooking spray. Because anytime you cook with sugar or something sticky, you want to make sure it's not going to stick to the pan. So, and your first order of business is to line the pan with saltine crackers. It doesn't really matter what brand of saltine crackers. Just whatever saltine crackers you happen to have on hand or find on sale. And then you just line. And you want to get them all the way to the edge. So if you need to, you can break them in half and fill in the little corners. So this part may be a little tedious, but we're taking you along for this cooking journey, so you can just sit back and watch. And we made this last Christmas, and oh my goodness, it was so good. People kept asking me to make it. And I tell my friends, if you got the ingredients, I'll make it for you. Because as you know, ingredients have really gone up this year, especially butter. It's now nearly $5 a pound, at least here in California. I've heard some parts of the country it's $7 a pound. And for those of you who are snowed in right now, you can catch up on your holiday baking after the holiday because you probably can't pack up and go anywhere anyway.
You look at the dog, you like wrap. Do you put the crackers face down or face up?
I don't think it really matters.
Doesn't matter? Okay.
No, you're not being graded on this. As long as it tastes good, you're fine. Although I'm gonna shift them all so they're lined up, so that way I can fill in the gaps on the one side with extra crackers. It takes just slightly more than one sleeve of crackers, or close to one sleeve of crackers. So we've got that. And as you can tell, Dahlia likes to watch my every move, every snack you make, every treat you make. I'll be watching you. She loves watching me cook. She also follows me everywhere, but
I think she's more interested in waiting for the fact that you'll probably drop something on the floor so she can...
Yeah. I'm just trying to break these, but saltines, as you know, are kind of a brittle cracker, but that's okay. We're just covering the sides because the saltines make a great base for these crackers, these cracker candy. So, anyway, we'll call that good for now, and we're going to make the toffee, which is 2 sticks of butter. If you could only see these beautiful brown eyes staring at me as I unwrap the sticks of butter. She's like, Mom, please drop some. So, yes, her eyes are literally watering as she's watching me make this.
Her eyes are watering?
Yes. You know, like people drool, her eyes are watering with anticipation. Yes. Alright. So there's that.
So that was 2 sticks of butter.
2 sticks of butter. And then we have 2 cups of brown sugar. So 2 sticks of butter is equal to 1 cup. And when you measure brown sugar, you always want to pack it down, which is why I'm scooping it out with a spoon so I can pack it down as I go. Gotta pack it in tight. And it says to bring the mixture to a boil and boil it for a few minutes. However, further instructions revealed that it's best to have a candy thermometer and bring it to 270 degrees. So that's where you have the soft crack stage, which is when you make candy, you have to reach a certain stage in order for the sugars to do what they need to do to make the candy. So just make sure you pack in your brown sugar. And Dolly is waiting for us to drop some more. So there is our 2 cups of brown sugar and a total of 1 cup of butter. And now we're going to melt that. Turn the stove on.
So that was just simply 2 sticks of butter and 2 cups of brown sugar.
Yep.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. This is a very simple dessert. And oftentimes simple is better. You know, you need ingredients, you don't need chemicals in your diet. You know, I'm not an organic or anything type of person. However, if you can avoid additives in your food and make it from scratch at home, you're better off. Alright, I just added a couple extra crackers. And I think this particular whisk is not up to this task, so I'm going to get a sturdier spoon to stir the ingredients. So, you're going to melt the butter and the brown sugar, and this is what makes the toffee. So, you just gotta smush the butter and brown sugar together until it all melts. So kind of like when we made the peanut butter fudge, we melted milk and sugar and brought it to a boil. This is butter and brown sugar, which makes toffee. So, and I have my candy thermometer. So as the ingredients get blended, we can watch the temperature climb to 270 degrees. So just stir until your brown sugar and butter are blended. You can hear that sizzle. Alright, and we are back now that we have the toffee to 270 degrees. Logan, why don't you take a look at the toffee nice and close. You can see how it's kind of puffed up and thickened, and it looks like candy now. And you need to constantly stir while you're waiting for it to come to temperature, because you don't want to get a hot spot on your pot and have it scorch. And again, if you're making treats, you will need to have a nice candy thermometer.
Where would you get a candy thermometer?
Any place that sells kitchen equipment.
So let me get this straight. The only thing you need to do to make toffee is butter and brown sugar and
Yep.
to boil it.
Yep, butter and brown sugar. So here we have the nice toffee. And so you all can get a better view of this process, I'm going to bring it over here so you can. I'm going to pour it on the pan, and I have preheated the oven to 400 degrees. And now that we have the toffee on the crackers, we're going to spread it out. It's almost like caramel. Oops. So even those of us who've made this before still do goofy things. So just spread it carefully. Try not to lift up the crackers like I did. A little too much heavy pressure on there. So just spread it out.
Just so excited to get the toffee on it. I just wanted to jump right out there. And...
Alright, so just spread this out. Move, Dahlia. Alright. Our favorite spot is right next to the oven. One, because she thinks food is going to drop. And two, she's next to all this yummy smells. Alright. You gotta do this kind of quickly before the toffee starts to cool. So let me just spread this out. And it's going to be topped with chocolate at the end, so the parts that don't have the toffee smoothly on it, they're going to be covered with chocolate anyway. So just do the best you can to smooth it out. And preferably it would be with a spreader, but I don't have one of those with me right now. Like a frosting spreader. So we're going to put it in a 400-degree oven for about 5 minutes. So in those 5 minutes, you can like and subscribe and give us some feedback, and we'll be right back with you. All right, and we're back, and this is cooked at 400 degrees for 5 minutes. And you'll be amazed at how fast this comes together. So we close the oven, and you need a full package of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and you're going to sprinkle them evenly, or as best as you can, evenly over the filling, over the toffee. And you could do this with semi-sweet or milk chocolate, but milk chocolate tends to be a little sweeter, which is almost too sweet with the sweet toffee. So I think that's why the original recipe calls for semi-sweet.
Can you use dark chocolate?
Dark chocolate is just a little darker than semi-sweet, so I guess the less sweet the chocolate, the better. And this is the tool that I should have used to spread the toffee. This is called an offset spatula. It's great for spreading frosting. And as the chocolate chips melt, you can spread them over the toffee. And it's all kind of blending in. Doesn't that look delicious?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so good.
So an offset spatula is a great tool to have in the kitchen. And the chocolate chips are melting. Oops. Lost my grip there for a second. My kids laugh because sometimes when I'm tired I lose my grip and they tell me, Mom, you need to get a grip here. Okay. So now as the chocolate is melting into the hot toffee, you can just sweep your spreader back and forth and make a nice swirly pattern. And now I've got chocolate covered hands, which is a side benefit of making sweet treats. So there we go. Look at all that chocolate deliciousness. Just in case you didn't have enough sweets prior to the holidays, you're going to be having a lot now. Oops, there's a bit of saltine cracker peeking out, so I'm going to cover that up. So look at all that chocolate. So since I have chocolate on my one hand, I'm going to use the other hand to spread the nuts. So it's 3/4 of a cup of chopped nuts. Pecans is the original recipe. I happen to have walnuts ready to go, so I'm using walnuts. 3/4 of a cup or thereabouts. Just sprinkle it over. Try to sprinkle it evenly. Whoops. As you can tell, left-handed is not my gift, but my right hand is covered in chocolate. So I'll just sprinkle a little bit more.
It's a happy little accident.
Happy little accident, yes. As long as I don't scratch my nose and have my nose brown. Anyway. So this is our Saltine Cracker Toffee. And basically you have to wait at least an hour for it to cool so you can cut it into squares. And if you like, you can even just get a spatula and scoop it up and break it up into uneven chunks, or you can cut it into even pieces. It's a user's preference, however you want to make it. But anyway, thank you again for watching, and we appreciate all the feedback you've been giving us, and for liking and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate all of you. So until our next episode, thank you so much for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen.
Thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen. To get more recipes like this one, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Share it out to your friends, family, neighbors, and leave us a comment to let us know how this recipe worked for you. And don't forget to hit that like button. Again, thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen.